Okay, so we have the familiar stranger on Media Spotlight UK. I don't know if many people call you Deshane Cornwall. I've had a look at many interviews and no one has, but if they don't know, that is actually what your real name is. But we know him as Frisco from Boy Better Know, the dude that created Den, the one that has all the sick beats, the one who's got a brand new album. Welcome to Media Spotlight UK. How are ya?
Nice intro, you know. I've never been introed with my real name still.
Important though, isn't it? Like
The familiar. I like that you called me the familiar stranger as well, because I've been trying to run with that moniker for the last 10 interviews. You get me?
Really? Well, it's true, because you are a familiar stranger. And to be honest, by the end of this interview, I do want to get to know you a little bit better than maybe what everyone else has been getting to know you. And I'm not saying just through the music, through another way, but obviously we'll run through all of that. But how has been the last, I'd say, can we say 12 months of this crazy pandemic? Like, how has it all been for you this year?
I don't even know. I can't even. It's been different. It's been an eye opener. It's definitely been an eye opener. It's definitely put a lot of things into perspective. This year is a year that it's nothing we've seen before or experienced before. So it's nothing we could have anticipated or planned for or anything like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's new to everyone. Everyone's just trying to, work with the new guidelines and all that. But right now, for me,
we're in December as well. Can you actually believe we are in December?
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad, and it doesn't. The craziest thing is, we started the year not knowing what COVID was, or well, the majority of people that know what COVID wasn't even aware of COVID, and then January, like a year later, we're still here talking about COVID and Corona and all this. I'm allowed to swear?
Yeah, of course you are.
And all this shit, you get what I'm saying? But yeah, for me, I've used the time wisely. Like I've used the time to do things that I always complain about not having the time to do, if that makes sense.
100%.
You know, there's things that you always wanted to do, but you always blame it on time and say you can't get around to it because of time and all that. So all those type of things I've been doing. I've been really making a lot of music. That's really what I've been doing, like building a lot of content and just trying to evolve and adjust to the times what we're in right now. Do you get me?
And have you spent a lot of time on your own during this year as well? Because most of us have, we've not been around sort of friends and family as much as we normally are this year. So do you feel like spending time on your own, you've really sort of discovered stuff about yourself, maybe musically even?
Like I can be socially distant without socially distance, if that makes sense. If without social distance, sorry.
Do you make time for yourself normally?
Yeah, I've always been someone that sometimes I just cut off and just, you get what I'm saying, bake off by myself for a little while. I've always been like that. I was the only child up until I was like 7, 8. That doesn't seem that old, but to me, it felt like I had a whole life before my younger brother came along. You get what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm just cracking on, man.
That's like we all are. 2020, piss off, bring on 2021, of course.
You get me? We just need to be done with this year now, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to next year and seeing what next year holds, and hopefully we can get back to some form of normality. You get me?
And some live performances. So let's talk about the Den then. So you're the CEO of the Den. I've never been to one of those events. Describe it in 3 words for people like me.
Electric, authentic, and fun.
Okay, good. Now you've obviously done a virtual event on the 10th of September. Now that was something completely different. I saw it was streamed live online and everything like that. So how was that experience for you as well? I know Boy Better Know was there, and you had Manga, Footsie, D-Power, Big Zeeks, all of these type people. But virtually, how was that experience for you, having that type of event up?
Like I said, it's just adjusting and evolving to the times that we're in right now. So to me, nothing's better than performing live to people. Do you get what I mean? Nothing can beat that. But at the moment, we can't do that. So we have to find the next best thing. And this is the next best thing. So we just got to do this to our best, to the best of our abilities. Because really doesn't look like really there's no shows happening here this year. So I've just dropped an album, as you know, and I got stuff to perform as well. And then obviously along with the den, I think it's important to keep these things going, and instead of complaining about things and just sitting down complaining, really, I think it's better to find a way to get it basically. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and get music out there and get people feeling good listening to the music as well.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but at the end of the day, we still got to feed the fans. We still got to give them content. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I've dropped an album, so I have to give you some form of performance. I just would feel bad. It wouldn't feel right me just dropping my album and then just promoting it online, like on Instagram and all that shit. So there's loads of layers to it, man. There's loads of layers.
Okay, so before we obviously get on to Familiar Stranger, I'm getting there for people watching that want to know more about your album. Before we get there, I did see an interview with you in Poet, and I have to say, out of all the interviews I've seen online, I'd probably say that was my favourite, just because of his personality. And also, it's not just that, I think he just brought out a different side to you that I've not actually seen in all the interviews, which I like. Which is kind of like, yeah, it was real, but it was also playful, but it was also, you got to see more of your personality. And you made some really good points on that interview. One of them you actually said specifically, you said, when you got the flame and you're firing, you should be good with your money. And that really resonated with me. And I thought that's actually really good advice for any young people listening. But throwing that back to you, obviously you've got the flame and you are firing at the moment. So besides music and potentially obviously your clothing line that you had, and of course events and everything else you're doing, is there anything else Frisco wants to get involved in? Is there anything else you see as a goal that you would love to tap into?
There are a few things that I've thought about. There are a few things that I've thought about. A few things that I don't even want to mention because they're ideas that, as far as I know, no one's done yet. So I don't want to talk about it. And then, do you get what I'm saying?
And then someone come along and nick it.
Someone tries to steal it. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what type of time these people are on out here. You get me? But something I would like to do, but I can't say I don't think I would, but I know it's very time consuming, but I'd like a chain of restaurants, not just one. I'd like a chain, like a franchise. You get me?
I like that. I heard you're a bit of a foodie, so.
I am. So something around, maybe not a conventional restaurant where you just, do you know what I mean? But something around food, I think would be cool.
That would be really good. Well, look, you put it out there in the universe now. It's on this platform, so it's out there.
Amen.
It's going to happen, right?
Amen.
It's going to happen. Right. So now let's talk about obviously the Familiar Stranger. Now I want to know obviously why it's taken you around 10 years to create this sound where you finally get to talk about yourself and be a bit more personal. Your words, you said obviously this album is the one that's really kind of brought out, you know, things that maybe people don't know about you, or you've really got a chance to express your personality. But why is it taking so long to get there?
I think just growth, really. I think some people grow quicker than others. Do you get what I'm saying? We can't really judge my growth or your growth or anyone else's growth next to someone else's growth, even if we're the same age. Do you get what I mean? But in saying that, like, the project that I was actually talking about, when I said that was the first time I really started getting, I was really being personal and talking about personal stuff, was British Nights. That was my EP that I put out in 2014. So that was where that was the project that had Are You on it with Chip. And even that song, if you listen to the lyrics, like, I'm saying a lot of stuff that I've never really spoken about before. So I think from there onwards, I was a bit more, you get what I'm saying? But
yeah.
even still with that, like you said, like, there were still little bits and pieces that I was holding back because, like, I'm just naturally a private person. I like to once I'm not doing music and I'm just out in the world, certain times I don't want to be approached as Frisco. Do you get what I mean?
Mm.
So I've always been like a private person, but now, like, especially with this year, especially with the last 2 years, to be totally honest, a lot of things have happened, and there's a lot of issues to speak about. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things to speak about, not just things that's going on in my life, just things that are just happening. Do you get what I mean? And I've never really been a socially outspoken person. Do you get what I mean? Like I've never been a preachy kind of artist, and I still ain't. But I do believe that like there's some things that need to be said, and it just boils down to your artistry. Because my take on it is right. It's the way some people, you can have a message, and it just depends how you deliver the message, whether the person gets it or not. That makes sense.
Yeah, but hopefully you've been able to portray that in this brand new album with different things that are going on in your life and different things maybe that other people are going through, and they're going to be able to really sort of relate to that. Now, a couple of people actually on YouTube have mentioned a couple of things. I don't know which song specifically this is for. This must be for your new one. But it says, Frisco spun this track differently. One of the best tracks on the album. It'd be really helpful if I knew which song it was. But anyway, this is a complete clean link up between old and new. This is amazing. How did he do it? So this is a comment on YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's probably
I think it's Red Card. I think it was Red Card.
No, that's probably Skeng, the tune with Skengdo, Karma.
No, it was. Yeah. I do remember actually. It was that one because I was looking at the video and I thought it was really cool. So I want to ask you, like, as an artist that has his old school sound, which is so what we love and what we know, how do you keep kind of bringing old school with the new gen, like this person said on YouTube, together? And are you conscious constantly of like trying to keep your original sound, but also trying to keep it fresh 2021? Is that hard as an artist?
Well, it depends what type of artist you are. If you're someone that's in the know, like with like your like, for me personally, I'm current with sound, and it's not just me trying to keep up or anything. I just listen to music a lot. I listen to a lot of music. I'm a music person. Like, I'm every day, everything I do is music. Do you get what I mean? So every minute of the day, not every minute of the day, that's a bit of a far stretch, but like most of the day, there's something going on in my head to do with music. You get what I mean? So I just think that, and I wouldn't even class my sound as an old school sound either. I just think it's a Frisco sound. Do you get what I mean? So I can blend. I think it probably come from my influences and like the music I've grown on and the music I listen to. Do you get what I mean? So I listen to a wide variety of music. So, and I've always been an artist that plays around with different tempos. Like, even though you probably know me as a grime artist, but if you listen to my very first mixtape I put out, I had dancehall influence tracks, hip hop tracks. You get what I mean? So
yeah, I don't find you very samey. Like, I do feel like your sound is very different. Like, for example, I was having a look through all the YouTube videos of all your old stuff as well, because to be honest, it's like 2021. Yes, you've got your hardcore fans as well, but you also want to attract people that maybe haven't listened to your music in the past. Maybe people on this channel that watch all different genres of music might watch this interview and think, hold on a minute, I don't really listen to grime that often. And if I do, I haven't heard of Frisco. I mean, I'm sure they have, but you know what I mean? So it's good that, you know, you kind of appeal to all different sounds as well, which is good. So I have seen many interviews of yourself, like I said, and I just feel like we want to see a bit more of Deshane. Like, I just want to get to know you, you know, just a little bit more. So I'm going to give you these Fireround questions and I want you to just answer them. Okay. So, okay. So I heard you are a really good cook. So I want to know, if you were to go on Come Dine With Me or first dates, whatever it is, and you had to cook a 3-course meal, boom, what would you cook?
All right. I would cook for a starter. I'd cook like some tiger prawns. Yeah, as a starter, with like on a bed of lettuce and salad with some dressing on top.
Good.
For the main, I'd cook maybe I could even do a surf and turf. Might do a surf and turf. Or or a fish, like some sea bass or maybe parrotfish or butterfish, maybe fried and then stewed with some, I don't know, some sweet potato mash.
My mouth is watering. It is dinner time right now, so I'm getting excited. And what about the dessert? Come on, give
And
it
then
to me.
dessert. I'm not the best with dessert. I'll be honest. I'll keep it real. I'm not the best with dessert. What could I make? What dessert can I make? Maybe an apple crumble, apple crumble. I'll just keep it simple with the dessert, but that's something I can make. I can't make a lot of desserts, but that's something I can make very well. So as long as
so
it
we
tastes
can tell you're more of a savory person than a sweet person because you're going in on the starters and the main. So I can imagine if you were to open your own restaurant, you know for a fact the starters and the mains are going to be bang bang, aren't they? They're going to be
I'm a dessert person. Don't get me wrong. I've just never focused on making desserts.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I'm definitely a dessert person. Definitely.
Okay. So my mouth is watering.
Yeah, but then you got to make all this stuff from scratch. In it, I was gonna say maybe waffles and ice cream, but like, I don't know. I've never tried to make
waffles and ice cream. Now let's go with waffles and ice cream. Let's keep your credibility up, yeah? So waffles. You just dropped such a good album, Familiar Stranger. You can't drop it down with apple crumble. We're gonna go waffles and ice cream, okay? We've got to keep the levels up here, Frisco. Right. So I want to know what your worst habit is. Give it to us.
My worst habit. My worst habit. Where's my worst habit? I don't know.
Right. This is great getting to know you this way. Honestly, there is not a single interview up there like this.
What's a bad habit that I've got? I've got a few, but what's my worst habit though?
Do you bite your nails? Are you messy?
No, I'm not messy. Not really. Not really. Do I fart a lot? But if I fart, yeah, but I wouldn't say that's a bad habit. If you got a fart, you got a fart, innit?
Yeah, but if you do it like every 2 seconds, I know guys that fart like every 5 minutes, and it's like, really?
Wow, they must be they got to check their diet out. But no, I don't think. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
I was gonna say timing. Maybe timing. You've got that one. You've got to take that one now, right?
No, but I could. Yeah, you're right.
That is fine. Right. Okay. I want to know your favorite crisp flavor.
Crisp flavor.
This is
what crisp though? It depends what crisp though.
Well, it depends what ones you want, but I've got 4 boxes of Pringles under my bed. But Pringles are normally a winner, but it's up to you. What flavor?
If it's Pringles, it's got to be barbecue.
Yes, Texas barbecue. That is fun.
If it's Pringles, it's got to be barbecue. If it's Walkers, it's got to be Walkers. I could have either prawn cocktail or cheese and onion.
My 2 favorite packet of crisps. This is going good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you were to go on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, what would be the worst task for you? What would be like
easily anything to do with rats?
Really?
I wouldn't be able to do it. That's why I wouldn't go in there, because I'll just say no, I'm not doing it. That is something that
you don't like
when they go in a box or they're in a little confined space and there's rats running all over them on there. I'd die.
No way, not for you. Oh my God, I've gone up to a rat and given it cheese before.
I can do snakes. I can do spiders. Don't get me wrong, I'd be scared. But if I had to, if someone said, look, there's £1 million in that box, you just got to lie down in the box for, I don't know, 30 seconds with snakes or spiders, I'd do it. If they said rats,
you wouldn't do it?
Forget it.
No. No
you can
way.
Forget.
Okay, so what is your favorite track on your album, your brand new album right now? Your favorite one that you just absolutely love that people should listen out for? You can only pick one.
I don't have a favorite, but I'll be honest with you, man. I don't have a favorite track. It's all one track to me. It's all a piece of work. It's like me saying, what's my favorite child? You get me?
This is true. You kind of can't pick, can you? Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so
But,
I'll let you
but
off on that one.
I would say right now, maybe the intro, Thuggish Ruggish, because it just sets the tone for the album. You get me? And a lot of people I've had a lot of good feedback about that. So about that song. So yeah, maybe Thuggish Ruggish at this point.
Fuggy Shruggish.
Thuggish Ruggish.
Thuggish Ruggish.
Yeah.
There you go. Said it. I sound really weird saying it. Thuggish Ruggish. Okay, so you've got to recommend us the best Netflix series that you are watching right now. Or you've seen something that you recommend. You know, like when you get together with friends, you're like, oh, what are you watching? What are you watching? Oh, I'm watching this one. What do you recommend?
I'm watching a few things right now, but then not on Netflix at the moment. To be honest, what's the last thing I watched on Netflix? Probably Ozark, I think.
Oh, I heard that's really good. Yeah, that's a good recommendation.
Sick. Ozark 6. I think that was the last thing I watched on Netflix, but I'm watching another show called For Life at the moment. That's on Amazon. Have
you seen Queen's Gambit?
Say that again?
The Queen's Gambit. It's the one with the chess and the young girl that's had a tough upbringing and she becomes a chess champion.
No, I ain't seen it.
At a young age. It's meant to be like a really, really good series. I've watched like 4 episodes, but you should definitely check it out. Like everyone's watching it.
Okay, what's that on Netflix? Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix. It's actually been voted as one for this year. The back end of this year is the most popular Netflix series. So, I mean, I've only watched 4, so it might not be good by the end of it, but check it out for sure. Definitely watch that one.
Right.
So what is the best thing that you've learned about yourself during lockdown?
The best thing that I've learned about myself during lockdown, I've realized how much the best thing. I don't know what the best thing is. I wouldn't know what the best thing is, but one of the things I realized is how much I enjoy cooking. I didn't realize I enjoyed it so much because I've had so much time to just cook in it. I'm just in my house to just cook. So I actually enjoy it. I realized I actually enjoy cooking. That's why I mentioned food earlier, because that was a realization I had. Before I realized that, oh yeah, you can cook and I don't mind doing it. But a lot of the times I didn't have the time to. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. That's the excuse we always make. Like, you know, don't have time, I'm too busy. But actually, if you put your mind to it, get a recipe or make something, you realize actually we can actually all cook really well, but it's just obviously about timing. So that's good. I'm glad about that. Right. I don't want you to avoid this next question, okay? Because I've picked the 3 fittest girls in my mind. Whether you're married, got a partner, doesn't matter. This is just a game. I want to know if you were to snog, marry, and avoid out of these 3, who would they be? So snog, marry, avoid. I've got Maya Jama, I've got Rita Ora, and I've got Georgia Smith. I've picked these 3 girls because I personally think they are fit.
Okay. Hold on. Maya Jama,
Rita Ora, and Georgia Smith.
Snog, marry, and avoid, did you say?
I knew I'd get that response from you.
Stop it, man.
I've been asked this question before and it's really hard to answer. So I'm going to give you a minute to have a little think.
Snog, marry, and avoid. Okay.
I love this. Go on.
Trying to get back in trouble.
No, it's a bit of fun.
Right.
It's a bit
I'm
fun.
joking. All right. I'd snog Maya.
Yeah.
I'd marry Georgia.
Yeah.
And I'd avoid Rita.
Well, hey, you might as well avoid her anyway because she needs to self-isolate because she bloody broke the rules, didn't she? So, because you went to another country. So you easily got away with the avoiding Rita bit. So don't worry about that one.
That's why, obviously, isn't it? That's why I had to say it. That's why I had to avoid Rita because of the self-isolation thing. You get me? We got to stick to the guidelines and that. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to be responsible. So obviously I would have to avoid Rita, but it's love all the
That
way.
is
You
exactly
don't
the
know.
reason why. I love you for answering that. Okay, great. So I want to know what your goals are going to be for the next 5 years. I mean, we kind of covered that already, actually, because obviously you've got your own little projects. You would love to potentially open a restaurant. But where do you see Frisco being in 5 years' time? Because actually, when I was going through YouTube comments, there was actually no negative comments on there at all. I was quite surprised. I'm not saying because, people are going to want to come at you, but it's because everyone gets negative comments. Everyone's got an opinion, but there was no negative comments. But the words that kept coming up on YouTube was underrated, underrated, underrated. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Is it going to be underrated, or are we going to get past that?
That's just what people say. I hear what they're saying still. I get them.
Compliment.
But I think people know what Frisco's about and what Frisco's capable of. Do you get what I'm saying? And the respect's there. It's like it's there to see. So, but in 5 years' time, I probably would have slowed down a bit. I'd like to have seen the Den into like a fully fledged label as well as an event. Do you get what I'm saying? We've got our first project coming out on the. Actually, what I've released a few singles on the Den label, but we've got our first project coming out on the Den label, which is a producer called Louis B, a young grime UK producer. It's a compilation. No, it's an album. It's actually an album, actually, but it's a compilation of tracks with different artists and stuff. So that would be the first project coming off the label. So I'd say in 5 years, I'd like to see a full crop of new artists, producers coming out on the Den label. And yeah, the Den just being a label to really reckon with, really.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Good. Well, look, hopefully, like I said, you put it out there in the universe. It's going to happen now. So let's just hope you don't bump into Rita Ora anytime soon. But Frisco, thank you so much for having a chat with us on Media Spotlight UK. I think now, after chatting to you, I don't really feel like you're so much of a stranger. I feel like you're more of a familiar stranger.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Thank you so much, and good luck with your brand new album.
Thank you, man. No worries. Bless.